spiritual practice for this week, week 4 of Lent. It's fasting. Now, we've already done a technology fast, but it strikes me when we talk about fasting, there's really two things that you talk about. You need to talk about the underlying ideas, but you also need to talk about the actual practice of it. When I think of the underlying ideas, we often look at fasting as something negative, like we're not doing something, we're withholding something, we're holding back, and it's a purely negative connotation that we're punishing our body. The reality is, and this is one thing I've said many times at our church, is that we need to realize loss makes space. Right? Sometimes our lives are so filled with stuff that by withholding, we actually make space for something else to come in. John Piper has a great quote. He says, "If you don't feel strong desires for the manifestation of the glory of God, it's not because you've drunk deeply and are satisfied. It's because you've nibbled so long at the table of the world. Your soul is stuffed with small things, and there is no room for the great." And I think that's the idea of fasting. You're going to turn away from something and make space in your room by turning away from it for other things to come in there and fill that space. Maybe turn away from what you run to for comfort so that your comfort can be filled, comfort need can be filled from some other angle, from God and His greatness. There's a great song that's coming out in the email today that Jake introduced us to, "Fast From, Feast On." I would encourage you really to listen to that song, because that shows that the negative and positive aspect of fasting. So that's some of the underlying ideas. The actual practice is really just as simple as it sounds. It's withholding from something that brings you comfort. It can be food, it can be TV, it could be a ritual practice that you do, something that you turn to for comfort, and then just letting go of that for a specified period of time. It can be, if it's food, you could skip a meal every day. You could take one day where you fast completely for the day. If it's something like watching TV, maybe you're not going to watch TV after 4 o'clock. Maybe you're not going to watch TV at all. But the point is, as you practice that, to pay attention to the way you feel, to the way your body responds, to the way your mind responds, and realize what you're doing is creating a space to fill with something greater. So I would encourage you to be creative. I mean, if you can do it with food is a very powerful way to fast, like to take a meal a day that you skip, or one day this week and skip it. And just pay attention to your own desires. You'll realize how weak you are. But in that weakness, right, we see the perfect strength of God come in. And then, like I say, with all these practices, that you just share afterwards what you're learning with the rest of us. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.